look in the prospect of providing better financial support for our maintenance men, along with possibly, I think some of the businesses that would be taxed in the levy, I think that we'd have a lot of donations. I think, now I'm not thinking thousands, I think it might be in the hundreds of thousands, where we can do repairs. But I don't think that we can, I think there's other alternatives. I agree with Mr. Alderman, I believe we need to place more money in maintenance, more money in maintaining what we've got. I know there are some heat inefficiencies in the high school and the board office due to the fact that they were built prior to the energy crisis in the mid-70s. But I think we're throwing the baby out with the bathwater if we just go for the levy and say we're going to destroy everything else. Because we've got tremendous vocational buildings setting up here at the high school. What are we going to do in the meantime if we tear the building down? And there's a lot of things that can be fixed on the high school building, door-wise, plumbing-wise. And I mean, like Green Bank and Marlton sprinkler system, yes, we need to be safe. We need to do everything to keep our children safe. But we just can't be writing blank checks. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Vance?
Well, if it fails, I would have to look at the budget and see what it's like. But I agree, there is other funding out there that maybe can be got. Maybe, you know, a grant can be written or something. But, you know, I really not going to sit here and say, because I really don't physically know how much money is there or what's there, just besides what you hear on the board report, or if you can go and look at it. But, you know, hopefully there's something to cut back somehow to put more money into the maintenance and get it all straightened up. There's a will, there's a way. And, you know, look at the high priorities that need to be fixed and put some money into that to get it fixed. Everything can be fixed and repaired. And if the high school, if it's a roof, whatever it is, that all can be fixed. You know, talk to different contractors. You know, you don't have to come out with a big one. I understand that there's probably different wages got to be paid in the state. It depends on where you get your money from. But in Mollington Middle and I think Hillsboro has been fixed up. You know, I think it's got air conditioning. They put air conditioning in it and stuff. And I don't know why all that money was put into the air conditioning when they should have been looking at money to put into the other schools if we got roofs falling in or the board office roofs leaking. You know, I just think it's mismanaged the money and it's put us in a bind. We do got beautiful schools that need to be maintained and taken care of. It's like your vehicle. You got to do maintenance. You got to work on it all the time. You know, you just can't start it up and drive it. You always got to take care of it and, you know, to keep it going good. So, thank you.
Mr. Walker?
Well, you know, to say what we would do if the levy doesn't pass is really hard to identify that, because you know, there's always, like shooting a moving target. There's a lot of variables that come into play. You know, to address some of the things that's been said, right? I don't think. Well, I know that there's no intentions at this point of tearing any of the buildings down. That certainly hasn't been the situation. I have been in meetings with the architects, viewing what we may or may not do. It's an ongoing process. There's a huge amount of work going into it. You know, to speak about maintenance and budgeting money for maintenance, again, you just don't know. You don't know what's going to go down. You know, if a $15,000 heater goes out, that's $15,000. You don't know that's going to happen. It's really hard to budget for something that you don't know is going to happen. Now, certainly, I agree. You know, some of the money, you know, as far as did it decrease? It did. But with that being said, obviously we're not going to let the kids go to school cold, and we're not going to let them go without a kitchen where they can be fed in, with those kind of things. So, you know, we always speak of the hypotheticals when in reality, you know, it's you know, the perceptions that's being painted certainly isn't exactly what's going to be going on at that point. So, you know, with as far as what we would do, as far as, you know, if the levy fails, I don't think I can answer that right now with an honest question, because there's, like I say, there's so many things to think about. I think the one thing we lose focus of is when we make a decision that appears to be spending money foolishly. We certainly can't get that to the public as to how much money we save by making that move. And you know, again, you're right back to communication. I think we need to get those things to the people. So with that being said, I still have to say, I know this is going down the same road, but I have to support the opportunity for folks to accept the levy.
Thank you. Mr. Alderman?
The levy's gone down. It's not going to happen. I have yet to find one single person, Suzanne, one single person in this county that favors this levy. Now, I do have some alternatives. For example, the big blue building up at Durban, that building, the owner of the user of that building is sending $8,000 every month down to Greenbrier County. And our county needs to have that money here. I think we need to keep it. Well, you know, recently the county transferred 31 acres over to the Slavens property. And I have a simple solution for that. Put that on the auction block. Let's see how much money that will get. Take that money and fix it up. Do something about it. We cannot run a Cadillac budget on a Model T income.
Thank you. Mr. Gibson?
Yes, ma'am. Now, you know, I have looked at the budget, and we, Pocahontas County Schools, are running on bare minimum. I don't think that they spend money frivolously. I think that our staff is way underpaid. Transportation costs $1 gazillion. You know, it costs a lot of money to keep our doors open. And I'll tell you what'll happen if the levy does not pass. There's a good chance that we're going to look at a big reduction in force, which is a scary thing. And I don't mean professional positions will get cut, we'll lose families, and we'll be in a even tighter pickle, you know, on farther down the road. That I'm pretty sure that we can pretty much all count on that to happen. Now I don't mean to scare anybody. You know, we talked about there is another funding source. It's called a bond. Bonds are not a good deal because they cost more to incorporate, and they're harder to acquire. You know, and the improvements that we're talking about cost a lot of money. Air conditioning, an air conditioning system for a school the size of, say, Marlton Elementary School, cost multi-millions, millions that we simply don't have the room for in our budget. Heating systems are another big expense.
Time, sir.
Yes, sir.